Brandon Berry insists that he is physically and mentally in the best shape of his career, and he was the one that wanted this fight. He is not in a position that he has to take a dangerous fighter.
No.
9-3 in essentially his backyard.
Yeah.
Higgins
This is all news to me. I didn't know that.
Leapt at the opportunity for the fight. Brandon Berry said the one thing that I wasn't able to do was beat guys like Brandon Higgins in the amateurs.
Came over and kneeled down before he went back to his dressing room and said just exactly what you just said to me.
Wow.
Yeah. But he's
So
never
two guys
beaten a
I
guy
really
like
want it.
this.
Yeah. This crowd is ready.
One thing I did notice was the size discrepancy between Brandon Higgins and Brandon Berry. Higgins definitely the larger man.
Yeah, me and Aaron were talking about that. When I saw the photo, I wasn't at the weigh-ins, but when I saw the photos from the weigh-ins, I was
Guys,
a
listen
little
to what's
surprised.
playing. Brandon Berry says that he is going back in time as
Let's
a fighter
go.
tonight, and he is playing Huey Lewis in the
Yeah.
News from Back
the
to
Beast
the
Way.
Future.
Back to the Future,
They're-
yeah.
you have to respect somebody who thinks about his walkout.
Yeah, you gotta
music
love
like
it. It's
that.
part of the game, you know.
Yeah, he's Back to the Future, you know.
That's awesome.
And he's actually, it's a bit of a psychological move. I'm going to get very deep on some boxing history. You know very well, Sean, Brandon likes to come out to gangster rap.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. However, in the big showdown 2 summers ago between Harry and Brandon, Harry pulled a psychological move and came out to the Lion Sleeps Tonight.
One of my favorite walkouts.
Captured the crowd.
He really
captured
did.
The crowd.
He
And
stole
there was
that
an
moment,
element
so
of Brandon Higgins was actually thrown off a little by it. You know, it was a beautiful psychological move.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite
Berry is
walkouts.
repeating here tonight. Brandon Berry has had one of the most interesting careers in professional boxing. Over 30 professional fights,
Yeah,
posting
unreal.
a record of 25, 5-2.
Yep.
Great
It's
record.
remarkable. He's had over 30 professional fights. The most Whoa.
He even has Back to the Future socks on.
Back to the Future socks on. Wait, is
Brandon Higgins is not coming out to gangster rap.
So
Already a fascinating
this is a battle
development here.
of the walkout songs.
Again, back to Brandon Berry. Over 30 professional fights. Arguably the most decorated boxer from the state of Maine outside of Joey Gamache.
Yeah.
I mean, he has had a fantastic career and has achieved. He's an overachiever.
For sure.
But certain fights he has performed as an underachiever.
Yeah.
However, Sean, the same in many ways could be said about Brandon Higgins in that in his tougher fights he has come up short.
Yeah, his
Always
three biggest
giving it
step-up
hell.
fights he
Always
has
gave it
come up
hell.
short. Yeah, always gives it a good, tough account of himself, but
He said he is erasing that tonight. There is no way he loses this fight. He is confident. He is in shape. He is the younger fighter. He is the faster fighter. However, this is his first 10-round bout, and that is a major step. And it's a step that Brandon Berry has done several times. The second half of this fight will be intriguing.
Very interesting,
to see where it goes.
Yeah, be the biggest win of his career.
Yep, biggest win of his career, absolutely. And for Brandon Berry, it keeps that amazing record intact, and he will use that for an opportunity before his career
For
is
something
over.
big, yeah.
Brandon Berry showing off the Back to the Future, pumping
gotta
the fans.
love it.
A massive contingency came down from Maine to see him. Brandon Higgins obviously always has a great crowd. This is his backyard. Most of his fights have occurred here. But Berry's no stranger to this room either, and he brought fans. This crowd is
pretty back and forth. It's pretty divided.
This is what you want to hear from the main event.
This is a main event, your main event, ladies and gentlemen. Let's send it up to Peter Zimbor with the particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Your referee for this contest will be Johnny Callis. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner. His record, impressive. 25 wins, 6 defeats, 2 draws, 18 big wins by way of KO. He comes to us from West Forks, Maine. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon the Cannon Berry. And his opponent, Standing directly across the ring, fighting out of the red corner to my right. His record also impressive. 9 wins against 3 defeats, 5 big wins by way of KO. He is no stranger to the main event here at the Castleton. He comes to us from nearby Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon the Hammer Higgins. 10 rounds, welterweight boxing.
Guys, this place is pandemonium levels, and it's almost set up on both sides of the ring are the respective fan bases. That's one of the things that you see here occur here at Boston Boxing Promotions. This is the main event, 10 rounds against 2 high-level regional fighters, putting it all on the line. It's what Boston Boxing is all about. This is a 10th anniversary main event that is worthy of this promotion's history.
Without a doubt.
I don't like to read into pre-fight things too much, but one thing I've noticed, Brandon Higgins looks like he's about to fight, as where Brandon Berry's very casual. But again, I don't like to look too much into these things.
I think if you had pizza with these two men, Brandon Berry would look like he's going to go to sleep, and Brandon Higgins would look like he's ready to fight. So
Brandon looks somewhat emotional to me too in there.
Brandon Berry, most likely, he's a bit of a slow starter. He likes to feel things out. He likes to wear you down. Brandon Higgins is a fast starter, in my opinion, with that hand speed. You see a lot of nice, quick combinations from him early on.
You see Higgins come with a different kind of stance this time. Usually likes those earmuffs.
Higgins is incredibly confident, always in great shape.
Yeah, he looks.
He's a consummate professional.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger than Berry. You can just see it in the shoulders.
But Berry has those thick legs.
Yep.
You know, oh, beautiful, 2 beautiful body shots from Brandon Higgins.
Good right hand by Berry too.
Oh, beautiful body shot from Brandon Berry.
Very good body shot.
You know,
you can see Berry's trying to open up, trying to get comfortable.
Berry told me earlier this morning that he wanted to see what Higgins' power was about. He said it's important to feel early in the rounds what I'm dealing with because it may change game plans, which is a very veteran thing to say.
And you can see he's a real
nice
vet in
sneaky
there.
right hand right there by Berry. I'm going to try to keep calling both guys by their last names so nobody gets confused here. Little off the mark there, but a heavy right from Brandon on the arm. That's one of Brandon's best shots, in my opinion. There's a left hook to the body. Good jab by Higgins.
Really good trajectory on that left hook. Lands with a lot of power.
Oh, he got that right hand in there.
Brandon's doing a good job too. Higgins, I might add, kind of just touching.
Yeah,
setting up his shots. He's
being a little more relaxed, obviously, than we've seen him in the past.
Yeah, he's touching with little punches and then setting up some big ones.
Do you see that head movement by Brandon Berry?
Yeah.
He just slipped 4 punches.
Yeah.
You don't see that every day in a Brandon Berry fight.
Berry's hanging out on the ropes a lot this first round, but like you said, he could have just trying to figure him out, feel that power.
He knows he has 10 rounds to work with.
Exactly. Good left hook by Higgins. We got to use last names. I keep using first names.
Right now, to me, guys, Higgins looks totally in control of everything.
I'd have to agree.
There's been nice little pockets for Berry, but Brandon looks very
Brandon's boxing. He's boxing.
Yeah, great sharp round for him. And he's not throwing too hard. He's touching a little bit. He's trying things out.
Brandon Berry's not able to do anything so far that's able to get Brandon uncomfortable. Higgins uncomfortable. Brandon Berry's got to be careful looking for help from the referee.
Good shot by Berry, though. I think he knew that landed.
It seems like Berry's kind of waiting for the big punch.
Berry is a slow starter, and he's also a very relaxed fighter. He's done this a lot. He does not panic when he's under fire.
Yep.
Good first round, guys. Good first round.
Yeah, you can see it.
Higgins round, though.
Absolutely.
Higgins round. And we got 10 rounds to work with, so this could, this would be interesting.
Berry said the key to winning this fight is the second half of the fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably these guys' mentalities.
With that said, though, he's also aware he can't give up 6 rounds and try and sweep the last 4.
Where is it too much? We're the younger man, too.
Yeah.
Based off the way that first round went, guys, I think part of Brandon Berry's plan is to let Brandon blow off a little steam. I think he knows he can't
definitely.
go head-to-head with them right now. But like we just mentioned, he can't wait too long either and give too many rounds away. But I don't think things will be much different in this round. I think my guess is somewhere maybe around the 4th round he'll put his foot down.
Barry looks real relaxed in the corner, bobbing his head to the music.
Yeah, and he was communicating. We can see him better than we can see Higgins, but he was communicating with his corner the whole time.
Higgins, I like his stance tonight. He looks real relaxed in there.
Yeah.
Looks like he's trying some different stuff, too.
Well, I think he's happy to be in there with a guy that is not a mover and counter puncher.
I assure you he is.
Yeah. Those were the 3 styles that he had trouble with.
The 3 losses were against guys that moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry's looking for that sneaky overhand right, but
he's landed it 2 or 3 times so far. Nice little body shot from Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins doing a nice job with his combination.
There's that right hand. It's a hook, but it's more of an overhand, I would have guessed.
Yeah.
Oh, that was right on the button.
Sneaky around the guard.
Yeah, that got Higgins' attention for sure.
Nice right uppercut, I think, there by Brandon Higgins. You know, if Brandon would snap his jab hard at Brandon Berry, if Higgins would snap his jab hard at Berry, it would make that right hand over the top a little harder for Berry to land.
Yeah, he seems to be pulling with it a lot tonight.
Berry just scored that overhand right again.
Berry with the hands at the hips and pretty good defense there.
Brandon Berry's arguably displaying the best head movement I've seen out of him in his entire career tonight.
Yeah.
Higgins is just so physical though right now, and he's just making Berry uncomfortable whenever his back hits the ropes.
Yeah.
Oh, he hurt him to the body, I think.
And is that going to pay dividends in these later rounds if he makes it there?
That's his punch. There's that big left hook. He landed it about twice in a row.
Yeah, he's landed it again
The
there.
shot I thought he might have hurt him with was a right uppercut to the body.
Oh,
big
loving
left
that
hook.
shot. Berry's in trouble on the ropes.
Yeah, is he playing possum or is he hurt, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I think he's all right, but he's not winning the round.
Yeah.
Brandon, the physicalness of Brandon just pushing. He got one there, but the physicality, nice sneaky overhand by Berry.
Another good left hook to the body by Higgins.
Great volume from Higgins in this round.
But watch when Higgins is done punching how physical he'll be, and that's bothering Berry right now. Another left hook to the body by.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of that, landing his combinations and then leaning on him. Boxing well when he's in the center.
I think another good round for Brandon Higgins.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not to say Berry hasn't had moments, but it's more single shots.
Yeah. It's pockets of success, as where Higgins has had, extended periods of time throughout the round of being successful.
Yeah.
I think these are 2 relatively easy rounds to score.
Very good performance from Brandon Higgins so far.
Yeah, he looks great tonight. He looks sharp.
But many thought that Berry may have the style that could showcase what Brandon Higgins has with the lack of the pot shotting and foot movement. You know? However, Brandon Berry, again, is so relaxed in there, so comfortable.
Yeah, that's
and
one of the few advantages he has.
Knowing that this is a 10-round fight, he may be sitting back. He's going to be throwing like that in round 9 and 10.
Exactly, yeah. He might just be using these first 3 as a feeler.
Yeah. Which is insane, but you can do that in a 10-round fight.
Exactly.
Many people think that's going to happen tomorrow night in the Gervonta Davis-Ryan Garcia fight.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Oh,
good jab by Berry. Higgins walked right into it.
I actually think anybody that establishes the jab in this fight just may win it solely off that.
Yeah. Another good body shot by Higgins.
Berry's trying to establish that jab.
Higgins does throw that left hook wide sometimes. Doesn't really hit the mark, but still whips it.
Oh.
On the break. What's going on?
Oh, Barry's trying to talk to the referee, saying that was a cheap shot, and Higgins did the right thing.
Yeah, but if the ref didn't say stop.
Yeah, I mean.
We all know the famous incident, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice body shot.
And like Sean said, Brandon's just doing a great job being physical.
Nice sneak right hand by Barry there. Now an uppercut. But I figure right now it just looks like the physicality of Brandon Higgins will just be too much.
Turned into a bit of a firefight right now. Beautiful exchanges.
Well, Brandon Barry has to be too careful to be too nice out there. Yeah. That's when as nice of a guy as Brandon Higgins is, and as a person, he's not a nice guy in the ring.
Barry's just looking for one shot at a time. But Higgins, he just keeps touching him.
Yeah, Higgins is using that size and pressure.
And the thing is, the physicality is just too much right now for Brandon Barry. Whenever Brandon gets physical with them, Brandon Barry is looking to the referee for help, and you don't want to be looking to the ref for help. You're in there.
Higgins is just squaring him off on those ropes.
Man, Higgins is just, but Barry's throwing, this is a hell of an exchange, guys.
I mean, he's doing like Lomachenko-esque things in there. Touch, 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 rip, you know. He looks good tonight.
And he's talking to Brandon Barry as well.
Yeah, he looks real good tonight.
Now Brandon Barry talking back.
Good body shot by Higgins.
Barry seems to be frustrated with a Higgins tactic of basically bullying him to the ropes. I think he's implying that he's being held in those situations.
He's been on each corner so far, each side of the ropes.
Man, just a great output by Higgins, but that is tough to keep up for 10 rounds.
Yeah,
I keep harping on that fact that he's throwing a lot of punches.
And Barry's doing actually some great head movement, but it's not enough.
Yeah. Oh, nice sneaky little uppercut.
I mean, as long as Higgins can keep up this pace, I can see him wearing Barry down round after round with this, kind of tactics.
What output, honestly.
But can he keep this up?
Oh, I mean, he's just letting him go.
Yeah, he's real loose in there tonight. I'm impressed.
Yeah, Brandon Barry's got to stop being so friendly in there.
Yeah. Brandon Higgins, he may have threw 100 punches in that round.
I would say close. Impressive. He was very busy.
Easily.
And he's heavy-handed. Even when he's not looking for a big shot, you'll feel those shots. Yeah. His shots add up.
His conditioning so far to be able to throw that volume and still look that relaxed in the corner is really impressive,
Looking up at Brandon Barry, we're closer to him. He's not breathing heavy, but he doesn't look too enthusiastic either. We'll see. It's hard to, you never want to read into these things too much, folks.
And coming in from our production crew, we're hearing that there is a small cut above the eyebrow of Brandon Barry. Looks like a little nick. I don't think there's any blood coming from him. Barry's been known to swell up a little bit too, though. Yeah,
we know his corner's dealt with that a lot. He's got cut nose, a good cut man.
It's not a new experience for him. But Higgins up first. Higgins into the center of the ring first.
Yeah, he looks ready tonight. Higgins really adapted well to that 140 class, too.
Yeah, I think his power is more
Is this
effective.
at 140 or 147?
This is 47.
Oh, this is
47, yeah. Back to 47. He's kind of been bouncing.
Yeah.
I think he'd be better suited, though, at 140.
Yeah.
Brandon Barry's not, per se, a real welterweight.
Yeah. Brandon Barry's much more of a 54.
Yeah.
It's apparent to me right now that Brandon Barry's trying to time Brandon Higgins with one shot, and Brandon Higgins takes a good shot, so we'll see.
Yeah,
but this has probably been the best start to any round for Barry so far until Higgins landed that left hook
Sean, correct
to the
me
body.
If I'm wrong, you worked with Higgins for many years. He's never been on the canvas, correct?
No, not as a professional.
In a professional, gotcha. Oh.
That was like a classic Higgins combo, uppercut, hook to the body.
Yep, that's one of his favorites.
Higgins just looks like a man on a mission. I mean, he just seems.
Yeah, I think he's showing a lot of new wrinkles tonight to his game.
Volume, really. But, you know, he's always...
I think he just hurt Brandon Berry with that left hook to the body.
Yeah. Mouthpiece out. Yeah.
Berry just seems to want to establish distance, and he just hasn't had the opportunity to do so yet. Higgins is on him.
Yeah, I think Higgins is just too physically strong right now for Berry to do
people,
much of anything.
Look at Higgins is working the crowd. I mean, he's in the zone right now.
Yeah, he's super relaxed in there tonight.
Stunning. The Irish moonwalk here. Some people said that Berry's style was absolutely suited for Higgins, and maybe that's why Higgins was so quick to take the fight.
Yeah.
So far, those that thought that, I think, are being proven correct.
Yeah.
Because he just has a lot of time to work with a stationary target in a lot of cases.
Yeah, when guys stand in front of Brandon Higgins, Brandon Higgins is very effective. He's very strong, in good shape, punches in good combination.
Man, if Berry would follow up that
uses
sneaky
that
right
jab,
hand,
even the jab, when he uses it, he's being effective. Higgins is much faster, much stronger, and a bigger puncher, but I'd say that Berry punches smoother. He's just got to do it more often.
Yeah, agreed. That veteran style kind of comes out when he does throw.
Well, nothing forced when he does punch.
His style is very much grinding. He just stays there, keeps working you, lets you work, and then all of a sudden, halfway through the fight, you're like, man, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And then he starts to come on. But he's finding himself in a big hole early on in this fight.
Yeah, and you know what happened this round, guys, is Higgins was able to take a round off and still win the rounds.
Which says a lot.
Yeah, which says a real lot, in my opinion.
Such respect for each guy, though, in between the rounds. You know, you see that a lot here at Boston Boxing Promotions. Yeah. Even when there's rivalries like this, I mean, this crowd, everyone is getting along. Everybody's having a great time. The fighters are congratulating each other at the end of each round. It's the community that I think boxing on a whole needs more of, and you see it here.
Yeah, it says a lot.
Yeah. Great 10th anniversary fight so far. It's been a wonderful night, gentlemen. An 11-fight card. We've seen a lot of different things this evening. You always do.
Got a little bit of each flavor, a little bit of each pie.
Berry's corner does look concerned. I mean, they have to be aware that he hasn't won a round yet.
Yeah, he's down.
He's had moments. It's not to take away anything that he's doing, but Higgins is just overwhelming. Yeah. And in a fight where you're not going to probably see a man hit the canvas because they both have great chins, then it becomes a volume game.
Yeah. You see how relaxed Higgins is when he comes to the center of the ring. Good left hook. Higgins varying his jab too. Up jabs, shovel jabs.
Man, Higgins' body shots, I've always thought it's just so heavy.
It sounds like he's beating a drum when he goes to the body.
Sean, I'm going to go on record and say I think this is the best performance to this point of Brandon Higgins' career.
I would have to agree.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
This is the fighter that people thought Brandon Higgins was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, he's showing the qualities that people knew he had in him.
Against this level of opponent, too. A guy with this many fights, this many wins.
To say 35 veterans isn't fair. 25 professional wins.
Yeah.
Against his most experienced opponent to be
Brandon Berry probably
so dominant
before he retires. And that is in the near future. But before he retires, he's probably going to win 30 professional fights. You don't even see that in this day and age.
No, especially on this local circuit, you know.
Body shots are starting to catch up to Brandon Berry. I knowing Brandon Higgins, that was a little low. Knowing Higgins the way I do, I don't think he just wants to win. I think he wants to win sensational and get a stoppage, being that this is his fourth real step-up fight. You know, the Dustin fights were tough fights and good experiences for him, but
that's that's not Brandon Berry. You know.
Oh, big left hook, and you see Berry's wincing a little bit on that.
Although I bet you that Brandon Higgins would tell you that Dustin probably punches harder than Brandon Berry. Brandon's badly cut now. That cut's opened up pretty bad on the right eye.
Berry's got.
See, Berry just cracked Higgins with the overhand right, but he's sitting on the rope.
Oh, so man. That was a big left
Good hook by Higgins.
Yeah, that's his big shot.
Berry's talking to him there.
Overwhelmed. God, Berry is tough, man. What a fighter he is. Props to both men, but.
Higgins smells blood. He's going for big shots now.
He should just go back to what was working, the touch, rip. He doesn't want to load up like that and miss too often because then he'll get more tired than usual.
Yeah, he's done an amazing job with that tonight.
Yeah, and Barry is, you got to love him. He's such a working class hero. He's going to.
Good right hand by Barry.
Higgins.
Good right hand by Barry.
Staggered Brandon Higgins.
Yeah. He just caught him again.
Maybe Brandon Higgins would tell you that Brandon Barry does punch harder than Dustin.
It looks like Barry's been looking for that all night. But
he's got
under,
a little bit of a moment.
Yeah.
That looks like it breathed new life into Barry, though. Higgins being physical again.
Yeah, it's the physicality that's really killing Brandon Barry. And Brandon Higgins, when he's on,
nice
uppercut again.
Sneaky little outside uppercut. Oh, that eye looks bad, guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blood coming from that. Hopefully the corner.
Glenn's a good cut man, though. Glenn's a jack of all trades in boxing. Let's see what he can do.
That corner eye, though, that cuts really, really easy.
But I think Brandon's been cut several times, Brandon Barry.
Yeah. What's interesting is as much as Higgins has been dominant, at the end of that round, you started to see the game plan that Barry
starting to come into effect.
Starting to come into effect.
I would say the best headshots of the fight were landed by Brandon Barry in that last round.
Yeah. And when he landed those, he looked like.
I still don't think it was enough to win the round.
No, neither do I. I still have Higgins up winning every round. But I would say
it's all about what happens next.
I'd say the most effective. You're absolutely right. I'd say
we're
the
at the halfway point of the fight.
Have been Brandon Higgins' body shots. But I'd say for as far as the head, landing like clean headshots, I'd say that right hand and the uppercut there from Brandon Barry, I believe, were the two most clean, effective headshots of the round.
Guys, I'm going to get off topic for a second, but how does Brandon Barry get so tan in Maine in the winter?
I was thinking the same thing.
So I knew I couldn't be alone.
I think that's just his complexion, I think. I don't know.
It's unnatural.
Looks like somewhat of like a construction tan, though. He's still a working class guy, right?
He owns his, he works at his family store in West Forks, Maine, town of 40. Let me repeat that, 4-0. His normal walkout song is Small Town by John Cougar Mellencamp, but he wanted to switch it up tonight.
They both switched it up.
Yeah. Oh, gorgeous body shot.
Higgins kind of going back to that touch, rip.
Look at Barry just holding on to his arms. I don't understand why the crowd hasn't picked on the fact that they could just yell Brandon and just be stoked.
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't seemed to get
everybody wins.
Yeah. That'd be a nice touch in the end of the 10th round. The place just on their feet chanting Brandon.
Yeah. Let's hope they do it.
What's interesting, guys, is when Barry, something's happening here, though. Brandon Barry is starting to press the action in this round.
Ever since he landed that shot, it just looked like it breathed new life into him. He's a little bit more bouncy. But, if Higgins keeps up this pace, it's hard to stop.
I feel as if Barry's defense is much more effective center of the ring.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's slipping shots beautiful. Like, it's some of the best timing I've seen him defensively, but it's hard to do that when you're on the ropes, obviously.
And Higgins is a little swelled up from those Barry left hooks.
And Higgins is not as accurate as he was in the last few rounds. His punches, little snap has come off him, and he's not near as accurate as he was a little earlier. But again, I can't say that I think he's not winning this round. I have him pitching a shutout. But see, it's Brandon
that defense.
Brandon Barry's starting to have an easier and easier time making Higgins miss.
Yeah.
But he's got to come back and do something.
Yeah. Oh, there's that big right hand.
Nice right hand by Barry.
That is by far his best punch. It's finding a home quite a bit. It just doesn't take the round when that volume is coming from Higgins.
Yep.
And that cut is opened up again, too.
Nice roll under.
Some of the pop on Brandon Barry's punches. Brandon Barry looks like he's slowed down, too.
Yeah.
And see, that's where I think if Higgins does that all night, he'll get a stoppage. I think staying out on the outside is it's not detrimental to him, but it's less effective than where he is right here.
This fight was destined to go 10 rounds, though.
I feel the same way.
When I was training Brandon Higgins, I'd always have him watch a lot of Ricky Hatton and that close range work, and I think that's
he throws that left hook similar to him.
Yeah, I think he still does that. That's where he fights his best, is on the inside. Oh, he might have Barry in a little trouble here with that left hook to the body.
I love what Higgins does, too. He feints that right uppercut and comes downstairs to the body. Even if the uppercut doesn't land, he still whips it to the body. It's beautiful.
You guys are talking about the working class tendencies of Brandon Higgins is dancing in the corner. He's got to be happy with what he's doing tonight,
he's
and he should
it.
be. Brandon Barry, working class, we talked about being from the small town of West Forks, Maine, one of the most popular athletes to ever emerge from the state of Maine. He is driving home tonight to Maine to open the store tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just a quality you don't see.
Yeah, you
in a
can't
lot
teach
of guys.
that, you know.
No, that's like he's kind of
he's a throwback.
Yeah, a throwback from another time.
He's got some Cinderella Man qualities.
Yeah, bruised up, caught. He doesn't care. He's gonna open the store.
Yeah, he'll probably get stitched right here or not far by, and then hit the road.
Good fight, intriguing fight, but I think we can all agree Higgins is just piling up the rounds.
Well,
I haven't given Brandon Barry a round.
It's hard to. Yeah.
Even in the moments where Brandon's done well, Barry's done well.
Yeah,
I mean,
not the last round. The round before that was probably his best round, but I didn't think he was active enough to win it. Although he kind of rocked Higgins, so maybe that is the only round you could give him. I don't know.
And for longtime fans of Boston Boxing Promotions or fans of the New England fight scene,
See, when Barry looks to hold, Higgins is just too strong for any of that.
This is where Higgins has been doing his best work. Touching, ripping.
Yep. Oh, look at him take the angle.
Yeah, he's really catching angles in there. I mean, look at Barry sticking his chin out.
Yeah. I got to say, I don't think Barry really respects his power. I just don't think he can hang with the volume.
Yeah, I would have to agree to that. I think it's the physical strength and the volume that's bothering him.
Good right hand by Higgins there.
That was one of the first straight shots of the entire fight.
Yeah.
Brandon Higgins has a decent straight right hand. He just doesn't throw it often. He likes to smack over the top and underneath, and his left hook is his bread and butter.
Yeah. That was another great body shot there. Oh, there's that right hand from Barry again.
Is he left-handed, Higgins?
Brandon Barry needs to get his legs under him and just go at it now.
Yeah.
He's running out of rounds.
It is absolutely time for him to get busy. Yeah. I mean, he has to let the hands go.
Yeah, I mean, we're well over the halfway mark of the fight.
That was a big shot. Guys, one of the things, and I mean, I'm a big fan of both of these fighters. I love everything that they're about as people and fighters. But there's one little tick that Brandon Barry has that I've noticed in calling several of his fights. He acknowledges when he gets hit with a good shot. And I think it's a respect thing. Like, hey, I respect you as a fighter, but it's a bad look to the judges.
Letting the judges know you got hit.
Absolutely right, though, Chris. He's a very nice guy. I like both guys, but one of my knocks on Brandon Barry is a little too friendly in times of Dan.
Yeah.
Mayweather did that a lot,
Brandon
but I mean,
Higgins
Mayweather
doesn't
never
have
got
that
hit.
problem.
Oh,
see, this is the type of stuff where it might get a stoppage.
Yeah, this is
Higgins is
Johnny
exploding.
Callis.
Higgins is just not tiring.
Referee Callis has had his eye on that action there. That was a hell. Man, the conditioning of Brandon Higgins is it's shocking so far.
Both men,
He's
even
got
for
no
Barry
bad
to take
habits,
those kind of
Higgins,
shots.
You know, he eats healthy. He lives healthy. His whole life is about working out. Has no bad habits, and it's showing. Barry's legs starting.
Yeah, both these guys are extremely conditioned. It's what you want in a 10-round fight.
And something that's interesting is Brandon Higgins is in his first 10th round fight. 10-round fight, sorry, 10th round. We are not in the 10th round. We are in a 10-round fight.
A little low there by Higgins. I think Barry acknowledged it. Yeah.
You know, Brandon Higgins is starting to put a little bit of a beating on Brandon Barry. I just don't know why Brandon Barry will tap him as though saying good job.
The referee is coming in to take a look at the cut.
Yeah, Barry kind of just needs to sit down and say, let's fight now.
But again, I don't understand those little taps Brandon Barry's doing after the round. Like, you guys are doing it. No, he's doing it to you.
Yeah, maybe he's just such a veteran that he just I
think he's just such a nice guy. I just think he needs to kind of keep that to his personality and out of the ring.
I know I'm gushing a lot.
And Brandon Higgins is a nice guy. He just doesn't have that same problem in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm gushing a lot tonight about just the unity that you see in this scene, but you see it in the main event. You know what I mean? You got guys that are almost too nice to each other because they respect each other that much.
Yeah, but I don't really see Brandon Higgins being too nice. And you know, he's
pumping the crowd. He's ready.
Round 8.
And I don't think there's any question about it, guys. I think Brandon Berry needs to find a stoppage if he wants to win this fight. I think
he's got to get his back off the ropes to do that. He's got to have his legs under him in the middle of the ring. Brandon Higgins takes a good shot. It's getting less and less likely.
Yeah, he has to go for broke.
So I like that. Straight punches to set the hook up.
And being an older man myself, I always hate to fall back on this, but there is an element of Brandon Higgins is a significantly younger
Significantly younger, yeah.
You know, Brandon Berry, ooh, nice body shot, beautiful.
What's the age difference?
Whoa,
here we go.
Brandon Berry.
Oh, might have hurt him with that body shot.
Oh, my God, Higgins.
Brandon Higgins on the verge of the most spectacular win of his professional career. Brandon Berry.
Sean, I'm going to say right now, and you know better than I, but I've seen multiple Brandon Higgins fights nearly his whole career. That was literally the best 20 seconds of his entire career.
Yeah, as far as his hand speed, his accuracy.
He's in the 8th round, and he just threw about
there was some. There you
go.
go.
Oh,
okay.
That's disgusting.
Sweat and blood here. And Aaron Bernardo does not leave the table, accepts the beating that he took via viral.
Yeah. Too good of a round.
That's a boxing fan, ladies and gentlemen.
I worked in a jail for 5 years.
Brandon Berry has to get off the ropes, or this fight's going to be over.
Yeah. I don't even like to see Brandon Berry take this much punishment. This is a lot of unanswered shots. He's sneaking in one punch in the midst of a 15-round combination, 15-punch combination.
Which one?
There.
Oh, they say Higgins. I was hearing Brandon.
Yeah, and what's tough to see if you look over and see Brandon Berry.
Brandon Berry's legs are gone, I think.
Yeah. If you take a look at Brandon Berry's corner, they're dejected. They're not offering any advice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's kind of just waiting for the. Yeah. Hoping we make it to the final bell.
Yeah. Brandon Berry, I think, deserves that, and he's capable of it, certainly, but it's a lot of punches.
Well, it's looking less and less likely as this round goes on.
I think Higgins knows he may get a stoppage if he just keeps
his foot on the gas.
Berry's going to have to show something.
I mean, Higgins just having fun in there, doubling up that hook to the body.
Yeah, at this point, it's like he's got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Nothing's coming back now, yeah. Oh, big left hook by credit to Berry and his chin.
Both Kaiser Warriors.
Yeah, Brandon, ooh.
Oh. Nice uppercut, 3. Oh.
Whew. Wow.
And after a round like that, they still touch gloves.
Berry he looks beat up.
Yeah. So that was a tough round.
Yeah.
Seeing Glenn looking over at Johnny Callis, I think there's something he's upset about. I don't know what it is.
Listen, as trainers, guys, and I mean this honestly, is it a situation where you start to talk about stopping the fight because you have lost?
Yeah.
You've just lost 8 rounds.
And outside of that one moment where he tagged Higgins real good with the right hand, he hasn't really been able to do any damage.
It's a lot of accumulation of blows.
Those are the ones that really, it's the dangerous ones when you're taking
It's the grueling 10-round
those combinations like that.
Yeah, it's not the one big shot. It's the accumulation of shots. It's the little jabs, the little slapping hooks.
Listen,
that's what adds up.
10-round fights are as risky as it gets. I mean, the body changes after that 6th round.
Yeah,
this is what, round 9 coming up?
Round 9. And your guy is swelled up. His eyes almost shut now.
Do you say, hey, live to fight another day? Do you say,
Nice little uppercut.
Like I said earlier, sometimes you got to protect guys from themselves.
Yeah. He's got, more heart than he knows what to do with. He is I gave him a compliment earlier, Brandon Berry, today, and he liked it. He didn't find it insulting. He's a poor man's Mickey Ward.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, for sure.
He is there. He is tough as nails.
Yep.
You can't hurt him. He picks up wins when you don't expect it.
He's being real sneaky too right now. With
if
this
he had that
movement,
Mickey
he's
Ward body
real
shot,
crafty.
though, maybe that's why Glenn's not stopping the fight.
And he's a big Mickey Ward fan, too. So.
Higgins is the one, Mickey Ward had into the ring, though. But Higgins is the one that has more than Mickey Ward body shot.
Yeah,
hard
not to see Mickey Ward apparel in this part of the world.
Of course, yeah.
As it should be, everywhere worldwide.
He's what we, as a boxer locally, you strive to be.
Yeah, and Mickey is obviously a frequent guest here at Boston Boxing Promotions, out of town for tonight's event, but wishes everyone well watching the broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, now Barry's defense is gone down, and he's eating a lot of shots.
Masterful performance by Brandon, and now Brandon Higgins seems like he's finally getting the straight shots going. Sean.
Yeah. He looks like he can do whatever he wants in there, pretty much.
Yeah, he's basically able to do exactly as he pleases right now.
Oh gosh, big overhand right.
And Higgins, I think, in my opinion, might be so far taking a little bit of this off, even though he's winning the round.
Honestly,
so he can come out on a big surge in the 10th round and really storm him. I'm suspecting that's what he's
a 10th round knockout on the 10th anniversary. That'll be something.
And this is the second round that he's slowed down a little on his own accord, at his own.
And what I was commenting on earlier, guys, when I was lamenting my age, is that at the end of the day, Brandon Berry is a 35-year-old man.
Yeah, and what's Brandon Higgins, 29?
Higgins is still in his 20s. And, mid-30s is when long-time fighters tend to make the changes in the ring.
The point I wanted to make, Chris, is that Higgins is sort of taking a round off a little bit, but he's still winning the round. It's the second time he's done that.
Yeah.
Barry's complaining about the framing that Higgins is doing, but I don't see no problem with that.
Well, that's how Higgins fights. You got to know that coming in.
It looks like Brandon Berry also has a welt on the back of the head. Did you notice that?
And that's more worrisome for me.
Yeah, and actually where it is an illegal shot. So at some point he took a shot in the back of the head. Higgins just going for broke on the ropes, and the volume's incredible.
I think Sean made a good point. I think Higgins is waiting for that big rally.
I think he's going to come out and have a big rally in the 10th round.
Yeah. Especially from working with him for so long, you can tell when he's taking rounds off.
Well, he's had a good round this round. It just he hasn't been putting his foot on the pressure like he did in the 8th.
But that's also the first ninth round of his career.
In fairness.
Impressive too. This has been a fun, action-packed fight, man.
Yeah, it's been a fun fight. It's one of the strange fights that you say is a really fun, competitive fight, even though it's incredibly one-sided. It's hard to explain that, but that's what this fight feels like.
Yeah, it does.
Well, we're going into the 10th round. Brandon Berry has been here before. He knows what it's like, but he's
battered. He's banged up.
Yeah. You just feel like the younger, fresher man, was the dominant.
The younger, stronger, faster, bigger, better conditioned man is winning the fight.
Yeah, and I also think, as much as it is sad to see Berry in this position, on the way to potential unanimous loss, it's also really exciting to see Brandon Higgins come into his own.
With this kind of performance.
This is the guy that you wanted to fight Perry Gigliotti in the big showdown 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
The way he's fighting tonight is a beautiful performance.
Imagine that rematch.
The only thing is, though, I would love to see that rematch. I was just going to say, one of the things you want to start thinking about, at least me, all due respect to Brandon Berry in this fight here, is what's next for Brandon Higgins.
Yeah.
I just don't think Brandon Berry has the firepower to do anything in this last round.
But he's still fighting. I mean, the heart is incredible,
Yeah, you can't take nothing away from Brandon Berry. He's a warrior.
Not.
Brandon Berry sometimes is the biggest critic of his own career, and it's just not fair. That is a tough fighter who would give
tough as an old brute.
hell.
Yeah, I mean, look, Brandon Higgins stops a lot of guys.
Yeah.
It's hard to think of anybody that he could put his hands on this much and not stop him. So a lot of credit to Brandon Berry for
to both men and
ton
for
of
both.
heart. But tonight's been Brandon Higgins' night.
Yeah, but these guys didn't have to take this fight, and it's so amazing that they did. To celebrate the 10th anniversary, being main eventers in this ring, they said, "Hey, let's give the fans something they really want," and they sold this place out, and they're giving it hell tonight.
I think the only question now, guys, is can Brandon Higgins put his foot on the gas and close the show? Yeah. I don't think he has anything to worry about coming back at him.
Yeah.
I don't think Brandon Berry has enough strength or the legs under him to hurt him. Is Brandon Higgins willing to to really put his foot on his gas.
Barry seems like he wants to finish this round. He's fought this round.
Another good hook by Barry, but Higgins is walking right through it.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Didn't walk right through that one, though, yeah.
Feels like a bit of a passing of the torch, too, with Higgins,
It does have the feel of a passing of a torch, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it does.
Because, 6-7 years ago in many ways.
Oh, big overhand right from Higgins right there. Went for it again, missed it that time.
But I can't help but sit here and think what's next for Brandon Higgins.
Yeah. Just what a great performance.
He's now a 10-round fighter, guys, and the phone rings differently when you're capable of doing 10 rounds.
100%.
I hope he takes this momentum and gets himself a real big fight. Yeah.
A win versus a guy with 25 professional wins. I mean, that's huge.
And most guys don't go 10 rounds. It's quite rare, actually. You're talking about a higher echelon of the sport that's a 10-round fighter. Brandon Higgins became that tonight.
Yeah.
And the gas tank is incredible. A lot of people thought he was going to gas.
Brandon's taking his shot right here, just Barry wrapping him up.
Yeah.
Johnny Callis was taking a good look right then and there, too. How much time we got left?
We are closing in, and when that last 10-second bell rings, I can guarantee you Brandon Higgins is going to throw 50 punches.
Yeah. Brandon's looking for it, Higgins.
He's got to go back to that volume, though, instead of one punch. He'll have a better chance of getting it.
The conditioning to do. Here we go, last 10 seconds.
Bell. Here it is.
I don't think he's going to get it, though. I think it's going to go the distance. I'm hoping it goes the distance for Brandon Barry. Kind of
absolutely
little consolation prize.
Wow.
Distance.
Wow, what a fight. What a fight.
Such respect for both.
What a main event.
Oh, I think he caught a bad headbutt right at the end there. Oh, right on that cut.
Oh, man.
See, now that the fight's over, the nice guy part of Brandon Higgins comes right out. Because he's a very nice guy.
I mean, these guys just experienced something together. I mean,
looks like Barry's kind of almost like having a little gripe with him, but like almost trying to father him to a certain extent. Because he was complaining a lot during that fight.
I think there is a second cut, and a much worse one than the other. It's more over the top of the eye.
Yeah.
That's good. Hey, you see the respect now.
Yeah. Such respect for both of those men for their performances tonight. Brandon Higgins, he came into his own tonight.
Yeah, he leveled up tonight for sure.
Absolutely. And I think Brandon Barry was just a little slower and just a little older.
Yeah.
And smaller.
Yeah.
Physically
yeah,
smaller.
Everything that we said, all the advantages for Higgins came to fruition.
Every advantage on paper went to Brandon Higgins going in with the exception of experience.
Yeah. And the ability to do rounds, the ability to have that long-term gas tank. But Higgins, he matched it. He's got to be thrilled. He wanted
what a
this
performance.
Bad. Yeah.
What a performance.
Who's Freddie Sanchez stopped Brandon Barry? Who else did? Is anybody else from what you see?
I think he has 2 stoppages out of his losses. Yeah, out of his 5 losses. Yeah.
That's impressive in itself.
Yeah, with that many fights.
With that many fights, yeah. I mean,
man, guys, what a wonderful night of boxing. Absolute pleasure being here with you guys.
Oh, it's been a pleasure being here.
Always a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Boston Boxing Promotions will be back this summer. I believe we're looking at a July card. That's the rumor on the street.
That'll be exciting.
And just always great to have all these viewers. We have so many hardcore boxing fans that have found this promotion, found this scene, helped us celebrate the 10th anniversary tonight. We love having you. Get out to the Castleton here in New Hampshire. Come
if you
to a
love
live
boxing,
show.
come to a Boston Boxing Show at the Castleton, and it's everything you love about boxing takes place here. The camaraderie,
it's all the good that the sport has.
The environment,
Without a doubt.
Absolutely. And you saw it in this main event tonight. You saw it with these 2 men. The big question is, do you think it'll be a shutout? Do you think?
I
would have to say so.
I had Higgins winning every round.
If he had any chance of winning a round on the cards, it would have to be the 1st or 2nd.
Yeah. I thought he might have snuck in the 5th or 6th round, I believe.
The round where he landed the nice shot that kind of staggered Higgins a little bit. I wouldn't say hurt him, but
that's true.
That would probably be the closest round. But I didn't write the rounds down and judge them like that, but off the top of my head, I've given Brandon Higgins every round.
Just a tremendous performance by Brandon Higgins.
Yeah, he put it all together tonight.
Yeah, outside of not getting a stoppage, he couldn't have done much better.
Yeah.
And all credit to the quite in the state of Maine, the legendary Brandon Berry, for taking a fight like this. He did not have to fight a
no, he did not have to, yeah,
of this level and this talent in his backyard. And that just goes to show you what type of guy he is and what type of
he's a
fighter
true warrior.
is.
Nothing to be ashamed of tonight.
Yep. And look at his fans, still just
still
so
getting a
totally
chant from the
supportive.
crowd. Yeah,
you gotta
awesome.
love it. The trip that they made.
The hardest working, classiest, honest fighters you will ever see in your life. Brandon Higgins and Brandon Berry putting it all on the line for 10 full rounds in the main event tonight in New Hampshire. We go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Robert Paolino, Martha Tremblay, and Eddie Scunzio score the fight 100-90. Your winner via unanimous decision, Brandon the Hammer Higgins.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a unanimous decision. Judges all in agreement of every single round, much like you guys saw the fight tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just a great show of sportsmanship.
Folks, I want you to have a safe ride home. We're going to be back